Pretty cool. It says you're live. It's pretty cool. All right, right on. Move over. We are live. Right on. It's a little far away, but it's totally fine for our first one.
Oh shit.
What's up? What's up? What's up there? What's up out there in YouTube land? This is my first official podcast. What are we gonna call this? Dick Cavett style, Murph Griffith style, Johnny Carson style.
Nobody knows who those people are.
Well, they should. So, if you're watching this, this is the first inaugural. Am I saying that right? Inaugural.
Yes.
Inaugural podcast of my new show, and I'm collaborating with Country Fried Podcast in the Country Fried Podcast Studios with Bishop Productions, Country Fried Podcast Studios. We're live.
Oh, yeah, so much timer.
And yes, set your timer. And I usually do a lot of Facebook Live shows, talk about motivational stuff, talk about business, entrepreneurial stuff. If you're subscribing to my channel, you know what I do. I'm a hairdresser. But what we're doing tonight is we're testing out a new format. And the format is doing a podcast, a weekly podcast going live. And usually I do a Facebook Live, but I'm trying to take the Facebook Live experience and move it to YouTube and actually do more of a broadcast situation. Talk about things that aren't just related to one thing. So more of a variety of things. And so I have the Bishop here with me. Look at that. Look at that. We're blowing it up. I mean, this is a new YouTube sensation.
Was there 3 people watching?
Maybe. I mean,
that's pretty good, dude.
What do you mean, like the view?
Dude, your camera is 40 times better than my piece of hunk of shit over there.
Well, but I mean.
Oh my God, I need to get an iPhone.
That's good. It's 4K, but you still have you got a nice
I'm living in the
lens.
Stone Ages, dude.
So the goal is to do a weekly podcast. I'm calling it the Jason J. Daniel Evolution, because I'm always evolving. You're always evolving. It's the evolution of life. But I don't want to be so serious. I want to talk about fun stuff. So, a few topics I want to talk about.
I don't know, dude.
What do you want to talk about? Well, let's talk about who we are from Sacramento. This is it. This is history we're making right now. It's historic.
It is.
Yeah,
sure it is.
We're from Sacramento.
yeah, we are. Yeah.
We were both born here. Having iced tea.
I know. I gotta get new mic flags.
They're working on
No,
this.
the Crazy Horse. Hope it's working. Yeah.
Your sponsor is changing.
Oh yeah, it is changing. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
So
we need to get you a new sponsor.
yes, I'll make one up, a fake one, or I'll find something fun. Or, I've got a lot of artists, maybe 360 will sponsor me, 360 Radio. Maybe Eddie will sponsor me.
Come on, Eddie, don't let us down.
360 on here, I'm saying.
Don't let us down, Eddie.
If Eddie does a podcast with me, then I'll put 360 on here.
All right, Eddie, you've heard the offer.
Yeah.
DJ Eddie.
Unless I say that Eddie is a thoughtful individual. And I'm glad that I know him, and the fact that I know him makes me believe in fate a little bit more.
Okay, we believe in fate.
Because I didn't know Eddie, I just knew Eddie through social media. And walking into 360 Radio, they welcomed me with open arms. And I told them I really cared about him, because I think I really do. Katie,
Care about him.
You
care.
Connection. And Jeff, shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Hennessy in the show, because Jeff gave me a window into the studio, and Jeff was generous to let me in, and I met Katie through Jeff, and I met a great network of people. Mm-hmm. And I was just texting Katie right now on DMing on Instagram, so
Thank you to all the Sacramento connections.
No, but if, sometimes networking really does, it can change your life in a way. Mm-hmm. I got Crazy Horse through networking, and I got 360 through networking. And I met a great group of people, but anyway, I got the subject.
Well, let's talk about what do you do? What's your claim to fame in Sacramento?
In
the city of Sacramento.
I don't really think I have a claim to fame, dude. It's just I do photography. I consider myself an artist.
Yeah, you're an artist, photographer.
Yeah.
What kind of photography?
Whatever I think I want to photograph.
Right on. I'm a hairdresser. We're artists.
Yeah.
Also, we do other things. We have other business interests. We're entrepreneurs.
But don't you think everyone knows this by now?
Yeah, but there's a lot of new
what you are.
Well, there's a lot of people that may not know. We're reaching a new audience. We're like Elon Musk. We're reaching into the universe.
Oh yeah, you're live streaming, aren't you?
Yes, we're live streaming. So we're actually recording it for Instagram as well, and we're live streaming for YouTube. So this is part of the record. This is part of YouTube's record of my life and your life. The internet is amazing.
Yeah, it's like dude, it changes the world. The way you see things. It keeps people younger.
The internet keeps people younger?
Yeah.
How does it keep you younger? I mean, it keeps you in the trends?
It's just about, it's a giant high school. It's social media. It's following each other, and whoever, look, I bought a jet ski.
The internet is a giant high school. That's a really good point.
Look at me, I bought a jet ski. Mm-hmm. I'm on Facebook. I dine at the finest restaurants. Look at me go.
Right. Look
at me party somewhere. Look at my life. So it's like social media in a way can make your life even worse than it's ever been before, because you're constantly comparing yourself to everybody else. So you want to look younger, you want to look more involved, and you want to go. I mean, that's just the way I look at life. Is it's like a giant high school sometimes.
Yeah, but you've been able to use it for your benefit. Like you feel like it has a positive. The social media has had a positive influence on you.
Of course, but it's what you make of it.
It is what you make of it.
And it takes a lot more effort. One thing, a common thing that an artist will tell me when they come on here, whether it's Trey Jones or Taryn Thompson, was they said it's social media takes more work than you actually think it does.
It really does. It is, and you have to be a beast on it. It's like 24/7.
Yeah,
it's like
you have to be.
It's a job, really.
Yeah, and some people, dude, you drink coffee. There's never a cup of coffee I'm not aware that you're drinking because it's on Snapchat.
It's right on the internet, right? It's on social media. So, do you believe in government conspiracies?
Don't you leave things a little bit early to get to that now?
I just want to get right into it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I just want to talk about the news of the Las Vegas shooting came out, the report. I thought it was interesting today.
Oh yeah, Javi, let me reset to my timer real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very interesting. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm a conspiracist but I do think there are things that happen that we can't really explain.
Yeah.
And I think that when the government issues reports on things, I think it's important for people to read them.
You're so serious.
I do. I mean, actually, I don't take everything serious.
So fucking serious.
I mean, look, I'm wearing a T-shirt, Jesus and the Dinosaurs.
Dude, you are going everywhere right now.
I don't take things that serious.
I thought you were talking about conspiracy theories. What are you doing?
I'm talking about my T-shirt. I like it. I'm just saying I don't take everything serious.
I don't think. Well,
I'm a guy that wears a T-shirt with Jesus hanging out with dinosaurs. How am I taking anything? I don't take things serious.
Anyway, dude, what about the Vegas shooter?
Well, I think it's really interesting because when you read when I read the bio.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on Twitter if you want to find it. Twitter on your app. I think it's a tragic thing. It's a very terrible thing, and basically the report said. Well, essentially the news is you'll never know why it happened, and that is interesting to me. That there are some things that we're always going to speculate about.
Hold on, dude. You've just gone right past the whole. So, what is the article you read? What happened?
Well, so the article.
What came out that made you look at this?
Well, essentially, in the report, what is the news has come out
A
is
report came out that said something, right?
yeah, the FBI and the Vegas police or whatever created a report.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the investigation that's been going on.
Yes. So it's taken what, a year?
So the case has not been closed. It's the whole time it's been going.
Yeah. So they eventually closed the case.
Okay, and this is a report of the case.
Yeah, it's a 200-page report. You can get it. You can read it on Twitter or whatever.
Do you know where it came from though? On like what newspaper it was on?
It was on the
post.
Yeah, it was on it was on Twitter's feeds, but like PBS I think had something. Okay. PBS, you can go to pbs.com and then. And
I'll put PBS in the little. Fonts.
PBS, but it's major news. It came out today on Twitter. I get all my news from Twitter.
There you go.
You should get off of Twitter.
There you go.
Twitter's everything.
Your news, your self-esteem, your pornography.
Yeah, everything on Twitter. The internet's changed everything.
So you read the report.
So it's a 200-page report, and I'm interested. The thing I'm most interested in is the guy that did it, obviously. They call him the suspect. So it's pretty incredible. You open up this report, it's PDF, and it's like reading a school report. It's like, here are the victims, here's the situation, here's the witnesses. It's almost like reading like it's really
novel.
Yeah, it's interesting reading. And so there's a table of contents. You can jump right to the suspect.
Okay.
What's interesting? Well, two things are interesting. One, the first thing is, like I was saying, the headline is "You'll never know." Essentially, what everyone is saying is, even when you read the report after all the work they did, they don't know why he did it. No one will ever know.
Okay, but what did the report say? It
said about him is that he worked for the government in 3 different areas.
Okay, now time out.
He was a government employee.
Hold on, time out though. Time out.
Yeah.
Watching the news when it happened, the news, somewhere heard on the news, because I watch the news and I'm stupid.
Fake news.
I'm stupid. The perception I was that he was some sort of business owner, or he owned a business or a jewelry store. I'm probably wrong. I don't know where I got that from, but he was wealthy and he could gamble a lot of money. That explains him going to the casinos. He was depressed and he had a Filipino girlfriend, and his brother was a pedophile. And
well, they didn't mention the brother, but the synopsis is like 6 paragraphs,
and he goes. Okay, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
What I was going to say is, what's interesting is the media will report what it reports, but this actual written report by the feds.
Okay.
This is it, right? This is what's really the truth. And what's interesting is his father is in prison for bank robbery.
Okay, but he worked for 3 government agencies.
He worked for the post office.
Okay.
And he worked for the IRS.
Okay.
And I'd have to look it up, but I don't remember the other government agency. But this guy he was almost a lifer in the U.S. government. He was a government employee that did this. 58 people. This guy, and he had all these weapons, and he had all this money, and in the report it says they're not really sure where the money came from.
See, that's why I heard he was a business owner.
Right, it doesn't say that in the report. I mean, unless they left that out.
So I just watched, I didn't tell you about this. And it said
he was a major gambler. In fact, he gambled so much that he had comps all over Vegas.
Yes, he did.
They knew him.
Right?
Yeah.
You know who's down there, right? Okay, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He's been down there, dude. He's
know.
had people down there.
Well, I guess my point is that...
No, but hold on, don't breeze through that.
Okay.
Okay, let's explore.
Let's explore.
All right? So, I don't want to say well, anyway. I don't really buy the fact that this guy just...
Acted alone.
Or just acted alone. Because I just watched some documentary on Netflix or somewhere. Oh, I think on YouTube about, it was Nat Geo, I think, on YouTube.
Okay.
And it was the story of the Vegas shooter. Right?
Okay, so it was about this guy.
So it tracks him going from his house to the casino, house to the casino. They tracked his credit card purchases, his bank receipts to the gas station.
Yeah, they tracked everything. They have video of him.
There's tape of him moving piles, boxes in or bags in 3 or 4 times at it. So it's a well-concocted...
Yeah, he put a lot of time into it.
Well-concocted narrative. Here's the video each day of this guy going up the elevator with bags.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here's him going here. Here's him going there. Here's his Google search of scoping out another concert in another city.
Yeah. Right? If the feds catch you for something, they will go through everything.
So
They'll go through everything.
Well, of course, dude. It's a major investigation. Of
well,
course,
my point is
they're being competent.
Right, but my point is that most people don't really understand the lengths that they will go to recreate something like this, to figure out what really happened, and they still couldn't.
No. That's not the point of the story.
What's your point?
It's deeper than that, dude.
Okay.
It's like, do we really believe that this guy did this?
Do we
really believe that this guy pulled this off by himself?
I don't think so, and I think that's my point. But I guess what I think what I think is really interesting is that he was very connected to the government. That's interesting.
So, like, for example, the government, and he has a perfect narrative of, it's a whole built-in story of an explanation of why he did, what was going on, but no actual explanation of why he did it.
Right, and that's the thing that really hit me the hardest is like, we'll never know.
So maybe it was a whole setup.
Maybe, but maybe.
The government lied to us about 9/11.
Well, I don't quite believe that. So we disagree on that.
Okay.
We totally disagree on that.
All right.
I mean, I think there are things that don't make sense. But my point is not to necessarily get into conspiracies, but here's my point. What do you do when you'll never know the answer? Think about that. There are people.
Quit and give up. Get high.
Yeah, get high. High. But I think it's incredible that something that earth-shattering, it changed, the nation. It was a major thing, catastrophe. Affected 58 people died. Imagine the generations of people that will be affected for years. Right? It affected you could say probably 10,000 people it affected.
Yes.
And those people will never have an answer for why it happened.
I misspoke, by the way. The 9/11 thing I meant about Iraq. I don't think the government lied to us about 9/11.
Right, that was a little strong.
I know it. I think it happened.
Right. Okay.
But I do think there is something about 9/11 that makes no.
Okay, but you're talking about weapons of mass destruction.
Yes, with Colin Powell, the whole testimony and the evidence. And obviously our government will lie to us and to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that this story is well concocted and makes sense,
well,
I don't buy it. So do I believe conspiracies? Not necessarily, but the older I get, the more things are like, hey, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. Well, but you see, you accept it that it doesn't make sense. Like that's how you look at it, right?
Because there's no explanation for it whatsoever.
So and I guess this is what I want to explore on the Jason J. Daniel evolution, is all of that I brought to this point. Like, how do you deal with something when you'll never know the answer? Think about that.
Accept it.
So you deal with it with just accepting it? I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm just wondering, how do you deal with that?
You just, whether you like it or not, dude, suck it up.
You suck it up.
Life sucks. Life is unfair. Yeah. Suck it up, dude.
I do believe life is very unfair. You have to make it fair.
Sometimes you'll never know.
You'll never know.
Sometimes it's not your business to know. If you want to drive yourself crazy by obsessive behavior, it'll really get you nowhere in life.
Yeah.
Life is about acceptance, whether it's about forgiveness or finding purpose in life. Lewis, I shouldn't say his name at the podcast, but my buddy and I just had a conversation about this, about he's finding acceptance in life, about forgiveness.
Got it.
And I said, what turned the corner for you? And he said, I just decided to let it all go.
You have to let it go, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, you have to let things go, whether you like it or not. You have to move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how you deal with it, is fucking suck it up.
How are we doing on time? Okay.
I'm fine. I've got like 8 minutes.
Okay, and then we change it out. Okay. And there's no light on. It's working.
No, I'm just blind faith, dude.
Well,
let that mofo roll.
So chew on that, everybody. Chew on that. How do you deal with something when you don't know, when you'll never know? Like they interviewed the guy, the main investigator at the Vegas PD, and he said, yeah, the guy took it to the grave. No one will ever know what the motivation was. And I suppose even if you knew the motivation, it doesn't fix it. It doesn't make it better. But I think it's interesting when something that earth-shattering happens. Like, how do you deal with things that you will never know the answer for? I'm out of tea.
Oh yes, you are. You're out of a lot.
Just my second tea. And he's interested.
I look at it in a different way. I look at it as like a total tragedy, and that nobody's really asking any legitimate questions. It's a total tragedy, and we're just going right by like, who gives a flying fuck?
Well, maybe that's how people deal with with it. Is like just move on.
You know, people are more mortified that the concert was shut down than people were shot dead.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's superficial people that move. Their life is
the fact that the media just accepts the story that they're fed.
Yeah,
you know, our media is worthless anyway. They don't look at any detail whatsoever.
Well,
so it doesn't surprise me this country doesn't care. I mean, there's people out there that care and post shit on Facebook and little cherry faces and shit, right?
Cherry likes.
But really, man, like the idea that this guy did this himself. You make a big statement to the whole world about murdering all these people, right?
Yeah. And
you just don't leave a note.
Well, I actually think it's preposterous to think that was pulled off without some kind of help.
That's what I'm saying. That's the real tragedy.
Either there are people that didn't know they were helping him, which could happen, or there are people that knew about it and they left the country and they're like, I'm getting the fuck out.
Could be.
Or there's someone covering it up because maybe there's something we couldn't, like maybe it was like some kind of foreign agent invading, you know.
Have you ever met someone that you knew if they hit someone on the side of the road, like a jogger, they would just take off?
Yeah, like
you know they would just take off.
Yeah, you know that there's something dark about that person.
There's something about that, or they would like choke their girlfriend and like go to India to evade the police.
Well, I don't know about that.
Extradition.
I don't know about that, but yeah, no, there's some bad things happening in this world, and I guess that's why I always kind of think about those deep things, like how do you deal with not having the answer? Not necessarily closure.
Grow up.
It's just not having the answer.
So what?
Well, that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about.
Go cry on the internet.
Go cry.
Right? Go post shit on the internet about it.
Post shit on the internet.
Go post a smiley or a sad emoji somewhere.
That brings me to my other most important thing I want to talk about is the new Batman movie. They're about to start filming it.
I am not. I don't even care.
So we need to have.
I could care less.
We need to really talk about that. That's important to me. How we doing here?
Oh, we're fine. We got 5 minutes.
Now, here's the news about that. They said that Ben Affleck could still be Batman. There were rumors that he wasn't going to be Batman anymore, which heartbreaking to me. Because I think we both agree Superman versus Batman, excellent movie. We agree on that.
Pretty good. I liked it.
And the scene where he was taking apart like 17 guys all by himself, excellent.
Fantastic scene.
Right. Have we seen anything like that in any other movies?
Absolutely not. No. Just garbage.
Right.
Garbage.
We like Christopher Nolan.
Super Friends garbage.
We like Christopher Nolan.
$1 million piece of garbage.
We'll actually have to do the Batman.
I'd rather watch a rerun of the 1966 Batman.
Right, that's
that
a
big
good movie.
pile of crap that put out.
We will
the Justice League.
Well, we'll talk about that one. But I'm talking about even Christopher Nolan's Batman. Those are very good. But okay, but let's. My point is, even though we accepted the Christopher Nolans, that's all we could get.
Okay.
With
sure.
CG, but with Ben Affleck coming in, I think he was a great Batman. I do.
I do too. As much as I dislike him, yes.
Okay, right. So, in me hearing that he was maybe not going to be the next Batman was a tragedy for me. Now, Justice League, that was I liked it, didn't like it. There's two sides of me.
Sure.
Anyway, so I'm excited because they announced that it's almost done, the script's almost done, and they're gonna start to film it, and they're gonna start casting it. I'm excited about that.
Good. You like the Batman?
I like the Batman. So that was one of the other things I want to talk about.
Do you identify with the Batman?
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite character.
Okay, why is that?
I like that whole idea of a superhero not having superpowers, but being able to use his mind and like
crafty.
He's
like the MacGyver.
Yeah, and then he's a tough guy.
Super hunky.
Yeah, he's sexy.
Right.
Kind of like me.
Henry Cavill would make a fantastic Batman.
Yeah,
he makes a great Superman.
Yeah.
But I think he'd make a fantastic Batman.
Okay, are you excited about Mission Impossible 6? It's like the 6th one.
Actually, I'm not.
Have you seen everybody on Twitter's going crazy over it? It's a big deal right now. They're saying it's the best Mission Impossible. And Cruise is awesome in it. We may have to go see it. We may have to go see it and do a review.
I'll review it right now.
Okay.
Want me to review it right now?
You're hearing it here first. Mission Impossible
I'm gonna review. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna review it.
Country Podcast reviewing Mission Impossible Fallout. Go.
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Who looks like a mannequin now.
He's very mannequin-like.
An overbuffed raccoon.
I don't know about that, but he's
right.
He's doing good.
Fly the helicopter around.
No, he did all those stunts.
Jumps out of a helicopter.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe in Tom Cruise.
Does some karate.
Karate.
Meets a French actress of some sort.
Super hot, yeah.
Right?
They're all hot.
She's not too black, she's not too white, she's kind of in between, like she's like European.
Okay, got the connection.
He fights a bald guy with an electronic fingernail.
Okay, I don't know about that.
He drives a little brand new 2025 Honda CRV luxury edition.
Probably.
The little rocks on side.
Probably for advertising purposes.
Okay. He meets the guy with one eye.
Probably there's
who betrays him eventually.
There's a betrayal, I'm sure. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a silencer involved on a gun at some point.
Maybe, yeah. In the dark.
There's probably a parachute here and there.
There's a lot of air copterness.
Okay.
A lot of crashing vehicles, air vehicles.
Gotcha.
Crashing.
And then eventually, he ends up fighting Patrick Swayze in a middle of a Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, somehow Patrick Swayze does come back from the dead. Yeah, to do
And then
I saw that.
James Bond's a rebel, and then he wins.
Yeah, but it's not James Bond. It's Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Were you getting lost on?
No, I'm just kind of done with it now to where I love Tom Cruise, but I'm just done with the Mission Impossible.
I thought you were a big fan of Mission Impossible.
I love them, I do, but I'm just kind of done with them.
Okay.
So, and the fact that, I don't know. I do want to like it.
I'm not sure.
But I will go see it.
My favorite Mission Impossible is the one with Philip Patrick Morris. What was his name?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Fatty Patati.
When he
I coined that phrase, by the way. Fatty Patati.
Unfortunately, he died from heroin. But before he died from a heroin overdose, he was a really good villain in that movie. Number 3, I think. That was my favorite one. That's a good Mission Impossible.
I'm not sure which one that is.
It's the one, yeah, it's the one where they capture him, and then he captures his wife, and it's a secret wife. She doesn't know he's doing this, so he can sneak out for like 6 days and go save the world, and she's good with it. She has no clue.
Yes.
And then she gets captured by Philip Seymour Hoffman. Should I stop? Well, I guess.
No, dude, just keep on going.
Take a break.
I don't give a fuck.
So and then she gets captured by Philip Seymour Hoffman because he finds out that Tom Cruise is a secret American assassin agent. And then he threatens to kill her if Tom Cruise doesn't, deliver, I think, the diamond or something. But anyway, there's always a diamond and poison involved. But anyway, it's really good. And it's really intense, and it's a good movie. It was actually, it was my first Mission Impossible that I watched was number 3, and then I went back and saw 1 and 2. 1 was okay, 2 was really good, 3 was the best, 4 was great. I didn't see 5. I don't think I saw 5, and I think I may see 6. So. Anyway, but anyway, we got there because Henry Cavill. I'm concerned though. Here's my struggle with Mission Impossible is that movie ruined Justice League in a lot of ways because Cavill had the beard or the mustache. He was filming Mission Impossible at the same time and couldn't shave it because there was a contractual obligation to have that mustache as the character. Yeah. So they had to CG his mustache out of Justice League, and it made him look weird and creepy. So it over cartooned it. It over CG'd him as Superman, and he looks different. So there's a lot of CG of him, and they had to recut some scenes, and then they filmed a scene. Remember when he comes back from the dead in Justice League?
Sure.
Okay, Superman. That scene looks like he looks like Superman in that scene because they filmed it after the movie was done, and after he filmed Mission Impossible, they brought him back. He shaved out the mustache. And they put that scene in where he fought the Justice League and extended it because they needed more fighting in there. But anyway, So I'm torn because I think that this movie, Mission Impossible, Fallout ruined Justice League, and I was really looking forward to Justice League.
That was a long journey.
Yeah, but I'm bitter.
You've thought about this deeply.
Very bitter. I'm bitter. I take it very serious.
Very seriously.
Very serious.
How are things going with you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. You know?
Are there any new fashion trends you're kind of getting into now?
Yeah, I tried, beards are really in.
Shit.
So I tried to grow my beard out, and it just looks really like Lord of the Rings.
But this is the evolution of Jason J. Daniel.
The evolution, yeah.
So how else are you, besides the podcast thing we're doing here, how else are you evoluting?
I'm evoluting.
Evolute me in your evolution.
I will evolute you. I'm actually starting to, I'm noticing that social media is really starting to get super confused. Like, there's so much out there, so many apps, it's unrestrained.
Hold on, keep talking.
People are getting confused, so it's easy for people to get confused with your brand on social media. So as we do a lot of social media training and coaching for hairdressers and beauty industry people, what I'm working on is trying to move all of what I'm doing to YouTube.
Jesus Christ, dude, no, I mean, it's like a new shirt. Fuck.
What you mean?
Like
fashion trends?
A headband you're looking at, or some baggy jeans, or a new goatee. That's what I meant, dude. Not like
you mean
not like your social media and your game plan of life. I meant like.
Okay, so you mean for me?
Yes.
Or for like trends in general?
Dude, you dress way better than I do.
I try.
I dress like Dad.
You do. You dress
way more.
You are a small.
Even this shirt is trendier than what piece of shit I'm wearing
You're
right
a small, but Kings are trendy. That's a cool shirt.
This is Denial's Farmers Market shit.
you are I'm
asking you something personal besides like comic.
Okay.
Like empty comic horse shit about Wonder Woman. I'm saying it's like if you want an evolution of something of like maybe give a little something of yourself to people. Like, what are you digging right now, dude? Is there a fashion trend you're really feeling on? You like the beards, or like is there like something you're daring to do? Like you want to start wearing like skinny jeans, maybe?
Yeah, no.
Right?
That's actually okay. Here's the new trend that's coming in is suits. Men need to have their suits tailored. So you mentioned skinny jeans.
All right.
Actually, skinny suits that are even if you're not happy with like who you are, like body wise or body weight, you should get a suit that is tailored to your specifics.
Why should you?
Every man needs one suit, just in case they need to get that job interview, go to that wedding, go to that funeral, do something big, and you need to be able to have
court.
Yeah, court. Most of you watching this are going to need a suit for court.
For child support.
Yeah, for alimony.
Most of you hairdressers out there.
Right, all you barbers out there.
Supercuts.
Yeah, the trend is to clean up and not down. Look at, for example, Conor McGregor, who's a big star, huge star right now. If you go on his Instagram, he has
child support.
He has the best suits, man. I don't like him as an MMA guy. Like, I'm against him. Like, I'm not a big fan. I think he's a great fighter, but he has the best style. It's pretty incredible.
Where would you recommend, let's say, for example, dude, if you were kind of trying to ball on a budget and have a suit and have that one suit but you don't have a lot of money to spend, where would you recommend an individual go? Don't
go
to get hemmed up.
Yeah. Well, first of all, don't go to Men's Warehouse. Everybody goes there and they know that you don't know what you're doing, and they overcharge you.
Okay.
So you need to go to a place like Macy's, or believe it or not, Nordstrom, which is kind of pricier. Some people have like Dillard's, or go to, what you need to do is not be afraid to go to one of your pricey upscale stores. Go in and get educated on what works for you. Go up to a salesperson and say, look, I don't have $1,000. I may have $200. It's okay to like stretch your budget a little bit. Tell them, this is how much I have, but I need some stables and I need black. And black is the cheapest material. Black is the one that's the most affordable.
There you go.
And go with that. And then have them give you your measurements, write the measurements down, and you need to get a white shirt or a blue shirt, like a simple shirt, and you need to get a shirt that is custom fit. don't be unhappy with your body style. It's the one you have because you're not working out and changing it.
Okay.
So if you are not motivated to change your lifestyle to fit into a body type you want, make your suits fit the body type you have. Be proud of what you have. And people will know the difference between an off the rack versus you getting sized up just a little bit. And you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a banker suit, but it needs to be something that you can have some personality and style to it. But that's the trend right now. Suits are, they're dropping in expense, and you have more access to smarter people that know styles and know how to take care of you when you go into the stores. Now, if you go to a Macy's, for example, they're not going to know much other than to measure you. That's fine because they have their alterations going out. They outsource it. But if you go to Nordstrom's, or actually if you go to small shops, little small suit shops, your mom and pop, they'll take care of you. They'll give you a good deal because they're fighting the big stores. Is the Oak Tree
still around in the Florin Mall?
Yeah, I don't know about
the Florin Mall.
I don't think Florin Mall really does it. But that's the recommendation I give you about your suit, is that you should own the suit, not just own it physically, but own it emotionally. So when you put that suit on, you need to feel good about it, and you need to feel powerful, because a suit is the vehicle, that's the wardrobe that takes the male mentality to another level. That's why fighters, sports guys wear suits before they go out to battle and after they're done. The suit is the finest, the farthest evolution of the male wardrobe, like next to the suit of armor back in the old days.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's a sign of royalty. So I don't wear suits all the time, but I wear slacks, and I do have a suit that I wear. And if you refuse to wear a suit, then ask yourself, why am I refusing to actually have something that steps up my mentality?
Oh, he just college.
Bam.
Okay.
I mean, you can be relaxed. I don't wear the suit everywhere, and some people choose to wear a suit everywhere. It's about your personality.
So suits.
And then I'm not saying ties.
You're saying suits are a trend you're looking at.
Suits are trending up right now. Yeah.
All right.
Men dressing up rather than dressing down is a high trend right now.
Gotcha. Because
it's part of the fitness evolution, where the last couple of years, everybody wants to get fit, and then they want to wear something that shows off, the physique they've built or whatever.
Gotcha. How's the evolution of? So, what is the whole point of this evolution of Jason J. Daniel thing you're doing? Like, it's like a trend. Are you going from? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
What am I doing? I want to do more video.
But the content.
Yeah, well, I was doing motivational stuff. I used to do lecturing, and I was on Facebook doing motivational, and so I created this series called the Weekend Wisdom Download, and I was going to do 52 weekends.
The week of wisdom.
Wisdom.
Up at the font. The weekend.
Wisdom Download.
WD.
Right? And I thought, okay, I just want to talk about how to improve yourself and all that, right? Because I have all these conversations with people almost every day about what's going on in their life and relationships, and I give them advice, and they're like, oh, it's so great, you should put it on the internet. And I'm like, cool. So then I put it on the internet, and it works out, good views, and I get good feedback. And then a funny thing happened after 52, I made a commitment to do 52 episodes, and I got to episode 8 and got bored. So I'm ending it after 8 episodes. This will be my last weekend, and I decided I'm going to go to podcast.
Go past that, dude. What was so boring about it?
I felt like I have more to offer than just one-dimensional motivation where it's not interactive, right? And it's tough to fit another person into that mold, because because I also this is fun. I like to do a lot of collaboration. I wouldn't mind having a talk with somebody and talk about problems and all that. And I feel like there are better formats for it. So I feel like that going live on Facebook's great, and doing motivational stuff is awesome. But I just felt like I tried it and I felt like it was hemming me in too much.
Can I say something deep?
Sure. That's why we're here.
I'm not trying to be a know-it-all at all, and I am super arrogant. And I am aware I'm overweight. I understand that.
That's the key to arrogance.
We all know it.
Yes.
Is that nowadays anyone can get on the internet and make a video.
Mm-hmm.
But people want to connect with something.
Mm-hmm.
And if they sense you're not authentic, I think in a way, they can shut down. And I've always tried to. I've got, and I'm not an expert at this, but I keep barreling on through it. But I think people want to connect. You know, so I try and say things that are on my mind. I try and be honest. I try and make the jokes I usually make because I think people want authenticity.
Right, more of a raw kind of.
Not raw, but just honest.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody, you know, not everybody watches Superman movies.
Right.
But everybody goes through breakups.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Not everybody likes James Bond movies.
Right.
But everyone's had their heart broken.
Yeah.
So when I try and have a rapper on here or a guest or a wrestler, you know, with Chris we talked about him going to Iraq and the dogs are vicious. That's one thing that stuck with me is I had Chris Crody on here.
I gotta watch that.
The wrestler. And he did 2 tours in Iraq.
Really?
And he talked about how the place is devastated from war and the dogs have nothing to eat and they just become rabid and they run in packs and just attack the dogs or sometimes attack people.
Wow.
And he talked about how he see the dogs running over the horizon in the morning. It's like a pack of wild dogs.
Wow.
He says like apocalyptic, right? So those things I connect with more than, you know, James Bond and, you know, people want to learn something that is interesting or unique about an individual, and that's what I try and pull out of people, whether it's a rapper, whether it's an artist, or, you know, I try and find something that's different or unique, or I try not to be too podcasty and, hey, all right, hey. I just, we sit down, we talk, we have a conversation, and however it flows, man. Yeah. Right? And people just, you know, but I'll research, I'll find things about people that make them interesting, or I'll just ask a random question.
Well, I like that, and I think that's what I want to start doing. And I feel like the truth is, podcasting is the future. Like, I feel like that people are going to actually, in the future, have a show for
I think you're in the future now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It already is. Well, it's already here, though.
Well, what I'm trying to get to is I think that social media will just be video. Like, I think Instagram will just be video.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
I feel like that in the future, apps will not let you post anything but video, and that people will actually create weekly shows for their families, and they will connect with their families only, and then they can open it up to like the world, right? So I feel like that will be normal communication for people because people are so spread out and they know people around the world. And that's what I feel like is the future. So my point is on my evolution is I have a lot going on in social media, but I just want to get to a point where people can get to know really me. And yeah, me doing motivational stuff, that's me. That really is me. Like the things I say, I write those, every one of my motivational videos on Facebook, Jason J. Daniel, and they have thousands of views and they're doing really well. I get probably 5,000 views combined on all my videos I've done over the years every day. And people enjoy them, and I script them out. Like, those are not off the cuff like this. I put my heart and soul in them.
It takes effort.
A lot of effort. And it's taken years to actually be able to do a 7, 10, 12 minute, 5 minute video about a subject that I study a lot of things. I just don't throw it in there off the cuff. Plus, a lot of my live experience is in there. But I just feel like that I can reach a larger audience by doing a weekly video, and I think I should commit to that, and that's what the future is going to be, especially if you want your brand to go out there. So if you are somebody that wants your brand to blow up, I think this is the way to connect with people as who you really are, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a photographer or if I'm a hairdresser, it's the fact that we are who we are. And people, yes, there's a million hairdressers and photographers, but they want to connect with who we are. And having a weekly show, which I'm calling the Jason J. Daniel Evolution, is going to be my way of just talking about what's on my mind and having guests and doing it with you every once in a while when we can do it. It would be great and fun, and I think people can learn a lot about us.
We set the camera here.
while you're resetting your camera. What's our time? How long have we been doing this? It's like 40 minutes? Because when you come back over, it'll say it on the phone right there.
Oh, hold on.
See next to where it says live?
44 minutes.
Right on. Cool. We're doing good. So,
so tell me about your...
I had a third topic, but it went... Oh, I have a third topic whenever you're ready.
Okay, go right ahead.
But no, I want your question. I like what you're doing. What you're saying.
Tell me about your very first haircut.
It was on you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's reset the scene here for people.
Okay.
Okay, how did you end up at Paul Mitchell, the school?
I decided to change my life and do something that made me happy.
But you went to enroll. How was the process the day you went to enroll? I think there's a story behind that, right?
Yeah, well, they bring you through a tour, and then they tell you these are your options, and they tell you day school or night school. And now it's changed, but now you could do you can stretch it out for 2.5 years.
Okay.
But normally, if you commit to day school, it's 9 months in California to get a license. And then I decided to do night school, which made it almost 2 years because I had to work in the daytime at the same time.
Okay.
So I went to night school, and then not only did I work in the daytime,
but you were going to enroll, and did some sort of fiasco happen when you were going to enroll as the last day or something? You were telling me there was a little story behind it.
The last, right before I was going to enroll?
Yeah, you were the last person to enroll. They had a one spot left.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Louise,
geez. It's been 5 years. I've had a lot of fiascos. I'm trying to decide which one. What happened was I went to enroll, and they said, "Here's the commitment," and I didn't realize how long. See, I thought it was 9 months.
Okay.
Whether you did it at night or daytime, but they're like, "No, night school is going to be almost 2 years." And that really changed everything. I almost didn't do it. I was like, whoa, can I commit to that? And my life was too crazy at nights.
Sure.
And so I backed out. That's a story people do not know, is I enrolled.
Tell people something they don't know about you.
Most people don't know is I enrolled and then was all good to go, showed up, signed the documents almost, and then found out that I was going to have to commit to really shutting down my partying and my crazy personal life.
Life's going to change.
Yeah, I had to really commit to it or it was going to fail. And so I got scared.
So you backed out.
And backed out for about a day and went home and was like, thought it through. And then I
sought the Lord's advice.
I did. I got on my knees and thought, do I really, is this serious for me? And I woke up the next morning and I wanted to do it even more. So I called them and said, I'm not ready, but can you put my enrollment on hold? And I need to get my life together or I'm going to fail. So I got to be 100%. So I had some things I had to clean up and some people I had to kind of get out of my life and decisions I had to make. And then they told me, yeah, we can do it, but you have to understand that we only have so many enrollments. So you need to be ready in 3 months when our next cycle happens. So they gave me the date. I got the date wrong. And I really...
You're a dummy.
I'm a big time dummy. That was part of my problem.
Big old fucking dummy.
The biggest fucking dummy. And that was part of my problem is I didn't know how to be organized. So I had the date on the calendar and I was 2 weeks off. So I was ready to go and I was excited and I was like, every day I thought this is going to be what I want. I'm getting my life together. But they told me, if you don't get in on the next cycle, it'll be another 6 months. And really at that time, that wasn't going to do it. If I couldn't get in the next cycle, too much was going on. I didn't have that. I would have lost the momentum. And so I go into the Starbucks that's right next to the school one morning randomly, and I happened to run into, and it was 2 weeks before school was starting, and they only let so many people in each class, each new class, and they never stretched the classes because of the ratio. And I went to the Starbucks, I'm in line, and one of the administrators was in line at that Starbucks because it was in the shopping center right there. And she turned around and she kind of recognized me, and I kind of recognized her because it had been 3 months since I'd seen her. We were like, yeah, I was like, you look really, great. What's up, girl? And then
you're like that? She
turned around and she's like, so you, well, I was like, what's up? No, not quite like that. Later on, I kind of got flamboyant. But she goes, I got my coffee and I was putting sugar in it, and she walked over, just like that. And she looked at me and she goes, so you decided not to enroll? And I go, what do you mean? I'm going to be there in 2 weeks. And she said, we started school yesterday. She said, you missed it. You weren't there. We called,
big old dummy.
and they called me, and for some reason I didn't get the message. I don't know. She said she
big old dummy.
Big dummy. And I looked at her and freaking panicked, and I said, "I'm ready. Can I get in?" And she said, "Well, you have to show up tonight, and you have to be dressed in black, and you have to not be late, and I'll see if I can get you in. I don't think I can, but show up." I happened to be dressed all in black that day, and for work, and I never dress in black, I mean, head to toe. And so I got through my work day, did everything I could. I called her. She never called me back, but I rushed down that night, walked in, and they brought me in, wrote me down. I started a day late, and that's how it started. And I had nothing. I wasn't prepared, but they got me everything the next day, and they had mercy on me, and they enrolled me, and that's how it went. So that was one of the, it was huge. It was crazy.
And how many people were in your class?
21, and I was 21. They only let 20 in.
What was the girl to guy ratio?
2 guys and like 19 girls.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah, and actually Zach, who's our legendary friend,
Zach
we'll have to do a little podcast with him. I met him, and it was me and him, and then
Zach Cakes.
Zach and Nader. And
Zach
Cakes, and he and I were we headed off, and then we were the only straight guys in the class of 19 girls, and actually probably out of that class of 20, probably 15 are still doing hair 5 years later.
Really?
In the business, and that's pretty rare because the failure rate is like 80%. So 8 out of 10 people quit in the first year of being a hairdresser.
That sucks.
Super sucks. But he and I are still doing it. You know, he's really good. So the mic isn't working anymore, is it? Or I'm not talking. Oh, there is. I just wasn't.
Yeah,
I have to get right.
Oh,
that's where it maxes out. So.
Yeah, they're a little bit. The mics aren't the best quality.
No, it's
so they're a little bit hot. So I just kind of have a general idea of how they're not. So they're terrible, but it's not so terrible.
We'll have to get a mic on this one.
But I would never do this without the microphones. I mean, this changes everything.
Yeah, it really does. It gives you a focus, you know. But yeah, that class, we and I really feel like that me doing that changed everything for like a lot of people. You know, like we really were able to reach a lot of people in our message and through our social media and like the love of what we did. And we feel like, gosh, man, I've probably done like 2,000 hair. It's crazy. 2,000. Like if I look at all the haircuts and color jobs I've done since I was in school, it must be like 1,000, 2,000 haircuts. It's crazy. Like how much when you're in school, you're like, will anyone ever care? And then you get to your license, and then it's you in the world. But I've just met so many amazing people, and I feel like that because of that day, a lot of lives like intersected with what I was doing, and
so do you believe
amazing things happen. Yeah, I do. I believe it was fate.
Do you believe it happens for a reason, the whole thing?
Yeah, I do. I believe a lot of people don't, they're nihilists. They don't believe that there's anything, but I'm not like that. I believe in destiny and fate, and the universe is so big, you know, and I think that the universe is empowering something. Or it can be foolish to think that, the universe cares about us, the little specks of dust in this whole cosmic thing, but I feel like that, I found purpose in it. So here we are. So yeah, that's my story as far as that's concerned. So.
I gassed out.
You did. We're probably going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I need a minute. I smoked that joint.
That doobie.
Yeah, dude, the fucking dispensary's killing me, dude. The prices. they're fucking sharks, dude. Now
that it's legal, they jacked it up.
The taxes is like 25% or something like 24%. It's outrageous.
Yeah, the government.
It actually is the government. It's corrupting the whole process, and it's not fun at all.
No,
and they're jacking the prices up big time.
Because everyone's got to make their profit.
Well, it's beyond profit. It's just it's a racket for the state of California to just squeeze people to death.
I agree.
It's no different than any it's
a hard business to get
into. If the state really cared about people, they would encourage this because it helps with chronic pain, people taking less pills. it's a benefit to our society.
Well, they're encouraging it now because they make a lot of money from it.
Well, no, they're just feeding off of people. They're feeding off of people. That's what they're doing. They're feeding off of people. Mm-hmm. They know that this is here. People can consume it now legally, not get in trouble. So their little greasy paws are into it, and they're making as much freaking money as possible. They're just taking advantage of people.
There's a lot of money in the California marijuana game.
If you think getting that money from marijuana is going to go to help anybody in rehab, you're joking yourself.
Well, it's not. Is it supposed to? Would anyone think it's going to go to rehab? They would think the government's going to...
No, that is endless amounts of cash for the government to just completely piss on and burn.
There's a surplus, and let's hope that they use it to build those roads.
No, the roads are awful. The highways are worse than they've ever been before.
Yeah.
Have you not noticed, dude? All the really potholes everywhere?
I want to take a moment to say, follow your Country Fried Podcast on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Country Fried YouTube/Country Fried Podcast. The link will be in the comments of this video, and please subscribe.
It's like an angry old man.
You're just telling the truth about the pot game out in California, but that brings me to my last topic. I had a few, but here's my last topic. We can take a few minutes to talk about this. You're talking about traffic and like building roads. You mentioned Elon Musk. I'm a big believer in what he's doing, and he's building tunnels underneath LA and Chicago right now. They're actually drilling tunnels to put in cars that will use electricity and Tesla battery power packs to move people underground so they don't have to be on top in the traffic, and they're going to have a whole system of tunnels underneath the ground for traffic.
Pretty cool.
Pretty incredible, right? So in Chicago, there's two ways of doing it. In Chicago, they're doing a car where 20 people can get in, and they're like, they buy a ticket. It's like, I think $20, and you strap in, and you get in, and it's a station the size of a car, right? So the car's sitting there, and you walk up to it. It's a space age car sitting there on the ground. You walk up to it. It's actually a bigger car, like a short bus, and you get in and you scan your card or whatever, and it loads up, and it goes and lowers you down.
You know what they'll do?
About 10 feet.
Eventually.
And then fires you off.
Eventually, another cheaper company will come in and offer the same service but cheaper.
It's impossible.
But it'll be like...
He's a genius.
It'll basically be an open roller coaster.
Right.
Like Big Thunder Mountain.
Right, yeah. That would be dope.
You pay a quarter.
Wouldn't that be great?
The bar goes down.
Yeah, to go to work. And you're like,
It's 20 minutes of just complete terror.
Yeah.
Swinging down.
And it's like completely dark. And then you finally get to work.
It's completely dark.
And then, and then you're out at work.
Then you go Space Mountain.
That would be sweet every morning.
For 30 minutes straight.
And your coffee would be like that.
And it costs you, it's a discount transport anyway.
Well, actually, the cool thing about it is it lowers you down. And you can go to Tesla.com, and his company's called The Boring Company, as in boring, like boring a hole. But that's the name of his new company. He has 4 companies. He just started this company last year. And you can go to the website and see the diagrams. And it's like a computer animation. And it lowers you down and then fires you off like super fast, like incredibly fast. So you can get from one side of LA to the other in like 15 minutes. Bam! And then it brings you back up and you're out. And so these cars will be going over and over. And as one car comes up, it shifts down, another car comes, it's going to be, now that's just Chicago, I think. In LA, they're doing a deal where you actually drive your car into a thing, like the car wash. Now you drive your car in, it's like move forward and you put it in neutral, and then you go through the car wash. Okay.
Yes.
This, you're going to drive your car in, put it in neutral. It's going to lock, like these electric pieces are going to lock your car in.
All right.
And fire your fucking car, boom, like 120 miles an hour, underground, boom. It's hella dope, right? So right now they're building one tunnel in each city to demonstrate this. So they said in 4 to 5 years, they'll actually have a lot of it completed, and you'll be able to buy a ticket. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
I'm super excited about that.
Jesus Christ.
Super excited about that. Well, that's all I have to say. Anything else you want to cover? I know you hit the wall.
No, I can keep going. I just need
good Friday night. Friday nights are good for these, huh?
The way I do this is just kind of just let it, or just free flow and just let it go. And like, you know, as I record, sometimes the conversation goes up, sometimes it goes down. Mm-hmm. And I just sometimes I just gather my thoughts and, you know.
This is my first one. I'm having a lot of fun. Like, this is it. It's the future.
But the videos you've done in the past is more like, hey, just Daniel.
It really is.
Like 1,000 miles an hour.
It's like real
Mine is
demos.
We just sit here and hang out and talk about like their life or what they got going on, or
maybe
projects.
Maybe I always kind of want to push a pace, but
no, but like, do you have any projects coming out? I mean, this is your new thing going on. Is there anything else?
Yeah. So the newest project is we're just working on doing a lot more video and like improving the production.
Sure.
To where we're actually, I'm committing to a weekly podcast, and I always say I commit to something and I get bored, but I don't think I'm going to get bored with this because this is a real fun thing to do. Plus, it's interactive. So my goal is to get all of my subscribers.
Keep talking.
I have thousands of them, 25,000 through all my social media. My goal is to get all of you on YouTube, you MFers. So get on YouTube and subscribe. And if you're watching this video on another platform, because I may post it in other areas, I want it to all get back to YouTube, because I'm essentially trying to create a TV channel like everyone else does, so that you can go to my channel if you're interested in the things that I'm doing. So number one, I'm committing to improving my production, creating a studio, so that we can do what you're doing in the Bishop Productions Country Fried Podcast studio. And then
I call it the world headquarters.
Yes, and if you're, this is the world headquarters. And I actually want to start doing produced videos, which would be, I'm going to start doing some movie reviews. I'm going to start doing some fun stuff.
Fancy.
Because I'm a movie buff.
By the way, we will be playing games on the podcast pretty soon. You'll be a guest for us.
That'll be fun, yeah.
I'm ordering game show buzzers.
That'll be fun.
And it'll be, we're going to have headphones pretty soon.
That'll be great.
We may switch up a little bit.
See, I'm inspired by what you're doing. I mean, if you haven't...
I'm doing garbage.
Well,
I'm just rambling to people.
This is fun, though. Like, you have setup, lights, you've got a good setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to start doing movie reviews, and those will be... so I'll have a separate channel.
Is anybody actually watching this?
I don't know.
I doubt anybody is.
No,
there's no one watching this, dude.
Not live at the moment, but...
No.
But they'll watch it.
Who would watch this maniac shit going on here right now?
They'll watch it later.
By the way, my TV, is that small.
Yeah, it is really small.
It's that small.
So they'll watch it later on.
You know why? Because I don't care. Okay? I don't care.
Now, speaking of that, let's talk about why we're doing this. Is using YouTube. Is that, did you realize that people are starting to learn? Video producers are starting.
I look like an old man in these pajamas.
Yeah, he is wearing pajamas.
Oh my god! You see all this shit, dude.
Video producers.
I don't know if I like this iPhone.
Well, see, the thing is when you normally do your thing, you don't have a monitor. You don't see what you're seeing.
Yeah, but even mine's a tight shot.
Oh yeah, no, mine's more.
Right, I mean, my side. This thing is fucking everywhere.
Yeah. This is getting the whole shebang. But video producers are now learning that it doesn't matter how big the screen is. That's an aberration, right? We buy these giant screens, like 50, 60, 70, 80 inches. We go to a movie theater, it's 100 fucking feet. What video producers are realizing is that the human eye is only so big. So they're starting to optimize video for phones, because that's what we're watching every day. So eventually, movies, which they're almost simultaneously being released on the big screen and on the small screen as it is right now, but video producers are understanding it's the phone that's going to drive the game, not the big screens, right? So they're starting to work on a lot of products and things and apps that will help you create video right away on your phone.
Tell me about the high school Jason Daniel.
Wow, that's a good question.
What high school did you go to?
Well, we went to two. Started off, went to Menachie High in Porterville. So.
Let's use a few words to describe the young high school Jason Daniel.
There's two of them. Like
there was two Jason Daniels.
Yeah, because I was having a lot of fun junior and sophomore year.
Okay.
Then we moved to Lodi, and then I was a junior there, and that's where I went to Tokyo for 2 years and really didn't know anybody. So like we went from like me feeling like I knew a lot of people and I was doing music and having all this fun and and had all these friends that we grew up with through school, to being transplanted to a
whole different planet.
Yeah, because it was really country music in Central California, real, just agriculture. It's kind of ag here, but it's still metropolitan to a certain point. And so 2 words to describe the first Jason was loud and annoying. I would say I was annoying and artistic. And then the second Jason was shy and what was I? I was
Do you think
sad.
Do you think the hairdresser brought some of the first Jason back out?
Yeah. I actually feel like that I was on a trajectory where this was who I was before that. But the move was great. I mean, our parents moved us. It was important. I mean, if they hadn't moved us, we would have been here. So it was a great thing. Everyone was better. Parents. That was another lesson I learned being a parent now. Through that, as parents have to make hard decisions that your kids hate you for.
That's what people want to hear, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
people want to connect with you a little bit.
Well, parents have to make hard choices that your kids will hate you for.
Some of that are single parents out there. Those single parents at Vidal Sassoon Hairdresser Academy.
Yes, there's so many single
that
parents.
follow you and watch you, and maybe they'll learn something new about you besides your social media.
The real person
thing.
Yeah, maybe
right.
Yeah,
they go the same things you go through, dude.
Well, and this is, I guess, why I want to do this is like I guess it's hard to like put the real person in like 3 minutes of video.
Yes.
But yeah, I was sad and lonely, and that sounds depressing, but I was just a loner. I read a lot of books. I wasn't trendy. I was just we didn't have a lot of money. So, but I mean, it happens. But we had good parents, and they were good. We weren't. We weren't that bad.
But the hairdresser portions brought that fun Jason J. Daniel out.
Yeah, it's like.
And now then maybe, okay, I'm getting deep here.
Okay. The podcast is going longer than we thought. I like it.
That the hairdresser Paul Mitchell thing was really just a conduit.
Yeah, a vehicle for
another part of you to have a door to be open to let yourself out.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it because
you could have evolved into a insurance agent.
I could have did something different and still found a creative outlet, right?
But you want to put your hands on women.
Yeah, that was important. Hands on the girls. Move the hair. I actually saw a guy. Well, part of the thing was...
You wanted to wear wristbands of sorts?
Yeah, tattoos.
You want to get a Chinese tattoo?
I did. This is actually Japanese.
Ooh,
kanji.
Japanese.
It's okay, but it's... I saw Jonathan Anton, a hairdresser in LA, had reality shows at the time. It was like 10 years ago. But I saw him on TV, and I saw a guy that was having a lot of fun and was with really hot girls and had really cool guys around him, and he had drama, and he's telling people what was up, and he was with celebrities, and he had a reality show, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, that's really where it started with hair. I was just looking for something that just was going to make me happy, and it was going to be fun, and hair chose me, I kind of feel like, because it could have been anything on that, show because I decided to go to school for it, so it was it was just destiny that's what it was, because there was all these great people that I've met and a journey I had to go on. And I think even my daughter will be, affected in an amazing way because of the journey, and I've been able to provide, a life that's got a different experience than what she would have had if I hadn't gone to school.
What was your coolest experience at Paul Mitchell? Like your most funnest experience with an event or a party?
Well, I think there's so many cool things. But yeah, there was so many Paul Mitchell orgies. With Patron. A lot of people don't know Paul Mitchell owned Patron. They don't own it anymore. So at all the Paul Mitchell events that were corporate, Patron everywhere, free Patron. But the Hair Wars, remember that? Where we had a competition where we did kind of a creature feature, kind of a hair thing, and we won the main prize. That was pretty cool, and We beat all these really good, accomplished people, and we had this student team, and Zach was part of that.
Zach did a fantastic job on the whole Frankenstein.
He was.
He did a ride of Frankenstein that was pretty good.
Mine was his is better than mine. Like
it's pretty good.
He did, and I had Chelsea and some really good friends helping me put mine together. But it was also organizing a team. You were really instrumental in helping with that at the time, and it was at was it Badlands?
Chelsea
Stone Street.
Was she a girl that Zach dated?
No, he never dated her. Chelsea never dated her. But Chelsea was.
Chelsea's got it going on.
Chelsea.
Got it going on, Chelsea.
Chelsea was great. Was it Badlands? I think.
Yeah.
Badlands. So it was Badlands where they do the drag stuff, and that was a great experience, and we won that. And we took the first prize, and it was pretty exciting because our show was fun. We had a lot of surprises in it, so that was important. Also graduating was getting valedictorian. I won valedictorian I was awarded valedictorian of our class because there's like 3 graduations a year, and there's 3 valedictorians. I was one of them. That was a great event. I'm graduating the core class because you got to pass these tests to even go to the next. That was great because it showed me that I could do it.
Okay.
The first haircut on you took 3 hours, but it was great. So
it was 3 hours.
It was a long haircut.
It's the longest haircut of my life. Dude, it took forever.
Now my men's cuts only take an hour. Yeah. But without you, we wouldn't be here.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, I think.
I knew when you called me for a haircut, dude, it was like I was done for the night. It's like a 4-hour process.
Shut it all down.
Shut it down. My ex-wife was like, "Good, stay out there. I don't care about you anyway. He cares about you, stupid."
But the I guess when you're talking about the conduit, like this is just one of the many aspects of the things that I want to do. This is not the end of it,
It's the evolution.
It's the evolution. I will retire from here.
Is your logo gonna change? If it like a J turning?
Yeah, the J turning.
A J turning upside down,
like this sideways.
Or sideways, or a J doing something like this.
Yeah, like two J's colliding. I'll retire maybe in 5 or 6 years from actually working behind the chair. I've told people that. I know when I'm going to retire. I have a date out there.
Write that down.
Write it down. I actually feel like I've accomplished. I actually feel like I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish. I do. I've done everything that I wanted to do in this business. I'm not the most famous. I'm not the most skilled, but I did everything that I thought I wanted to do. Now I'm at a point where I want to maybe own some things, own some property that for people can use for beauty purposes. So I want to be more of an entrepreneur to help others that are coming out of school. Now that it's going to be their time, because there's a lot of young people coming out, 20, 25, 26, 27, just really talented and skilled and smart.
Dude,
and
what would be your dream? What would be your dream vacation?
I have just so many places. That's a good question.
That's why they pay me to do this, dude.
Rome. I want to go to the Colosseum.
The Rome.
Yeah, I want to go where the gladiators were.
Okay.
Get that feeling. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's like selfies.
Yeah.
Oh, the selfies you can take in the Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
My God.
I do want to go to Rome. I've been to Paris, and that was the cool thing about it is how ancient it is. Like when you go to a place in Europe, super ancient.
Do you wish you could go back in history and become like a Roman? Would you be like a politician? Would you be like a normal guy working the old wheat fields, or would you be
I would have been
Spartacus.
I would have been
Spartacus.
I would have been like a slave. I'd have been like.
That's your choice?
No, I'm just saying. Like I wouldn't have been. Look at me. I'm not tough. I've been like captured.
I've been captured. You want to go back and do it like you want to go back like a time machine.
I thought if you put me in a time machine and me in this body, it's not like I could be a gladiator.
So you're saying if you're back there, you'd be a bum.
Yeah, I'd be like captured by somebody, like, working on.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, that's how it was like survival of the fittest.
Oh my God, dude.
I mean, okay, my dream, I'd be like Leonidas in 300. I'd go out like that.
Like you'd be a Roman soldier.
Well, they were.
If you had a choice, would you want to be a politician? Would you want to be a?
Oh,
would you want to be like?
I'm a warrior inside.
So you want to be?
I'd want to be like a fighter.
You want to be 300.
Yeah, I'd want to be like a fighter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a politician. I'd be a fighter.
Gotcha.
Because like that's I get it. I see what you're saying.
You were willing to get stabbed in a field.
Well, I just feel like I just feel like because I think at that time, like at this age, I'm 44. By now, you're like it's a wrap.
Stab me in a field.
You've been done. Yeah, like if you made it this far, you're super lucky.
Gotcha.
So in those times, but I think I would have wanted to be like, or I mean like a guy that hung out with George Washington, Revolutionary War. That would have been cool.
But you'd have to hang out with George Washington.
Yeah, I'd have to be hanging out in that circle.
Okay. You and Benny Franklin.
I mean, those guys.
You and Sammy Adams.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I think that's going back to where
you're a clerk.
Well, the truth is,
you're a clerk. You're working in the law office, and you're a clerk.
we don't really know if any of that stuff really happened. We're just listening to stories that people have told us. We don't know, so we're assuming that that's really history. So yes. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They're all dead, so we're just really taking their word for it.
What was your dream vacation?
Rome, Colosseum.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Like Sopranos. Remember Tony went to Rome in season 2?
Okay.
Episode 2.
Gotcha.
And then he took the boys to Rome. That was pretty dope.
I'd like to go to Greece. It'd be very cool.
Yeah, Greece would be fun.
And I've heard a lot of cool things about Budapest and Germany. Germany was a party town.
Yeah, the truth is we can make that trip happen.
Somewhere.
We could make that trip happen. It really is. It's really affordable. Like,
I know.
You just got to get a passport.
I know. This is a boring conversation.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to a certain point. But anyway, so that's Rome would be my dream vacation.
Mm.
That's where I want to go. But I mean, but I like the tropics. Like, but I'm just kind of at this point, I don't want to like get killed on a vacation. Like I don't want to like.
Why you get killed on a vacation?
Well, some people like, I want to go to the Amazon. I want to go climb a fucking mountain.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to go.
Have you seen that show on Netflix about that?
No.
There's a show and there's like an 8-part episode of a guy who does adventures.
Yeah.
They're like, you can pay to get kidnapped.
And they take you like.
Or you can pay to learn how to cross. Take you to like crossing the border.
Something really dangerous.
Your vacation is people who vacation to dangerous places around the world.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So he goes to these dangerous places and shows you.
Yeah. Like some people want like for example, some people want to go to Egypt.
Which I would go to North Korea.
See, that's where you and I are different. I don't even.
I would go.
I don't even think that's interesting to me, just because of just because of the aggravation or the percentage that something could go absolutely wrong. I don't want any part of that. And it could be I'm at an age where I don't care.
Nothing would happen to me. I wouldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
That guy did something stupid.
North Korea is crazy though. Like, so Americans go there and it's cool.
You got it. It's a process.
Yeah, right. So I just want. Yeah, to me that's not interesting. But some people want that.
But I would go places that are a little bit.
Yeah. See, I don't have a desire to do that.
But of course, I would need to live in luxury. I couldn't live in the.
Right. Like people like Bali.
I'd have to live in the finest hotel.
Like a lot of people would like to go to Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Because you can live like a king with a little money. Well, have you seen Locked Up Abroad where things go wrong when people get locked up in Thailand?
Yeah, but that's
you spit on the sidewalk or something.
But that's people do with their.
See a Hangover 3?
Okay, but
or maybe 2. It was number 2.
But that's people involved in stuff in places they shouldn't be.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, I'd rather stay in a place where, like, it's easier. I mean, I just don't have to worry about.
There's resorts, just like Mexico, dude. Mexico's dangerous as that.
That's really true. That's why I don't know.
All over Mexico.
I guess Cabo, yeah, you're safe. I guess if you go to a place, you're safe in Thailand.
Same thing.
Not Mexico and Thailand are way different though.
Well, I mean, vacation parts of Mexico are just like.
Yeah.
People feel completely safe going there and getting drunk and stumbling around.
Fair enough.
But if you venture out into the city, yeah, you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
If you want to find trouble, dude, you'll find
trouble. So, and I feel like maybe I might find trouble, so I'd rather be in a place where like Greece. See, Greece or I guess the truth is, I'd rather go someplace that's because it's expensive, and I'd rather go someplace that I can have memories and. I guess Thailand. I guess Thailand it's not exciting to me. It's never been something I want to do.
I think I'm done, dude. Yeah. I think I've cashed out.
Well, guys, thanks for watching our podcast. We're gonna turn it off and join us next week. I may be by myself. Don't know. We might do it again. But I appreciate you guys checking out Shell 1, Jason J. Daniel Evolution.
Oh, there it is.
It says that you want to stop streaming. Hit